carbon tax of $100 a tonne to make all this work. By the way, there is a front page story, I think, in the Sydney Morning Herald today that there'll be no carbon tax on petrol. Well, just contemplate this. No carbon tax on petrol. So the price we pay today will, in general terms, be the same we pay after the carbon tax because there's no carbon tax on petrol. Given that we all know with the carbon tax everything will go up, most notably electricity prices, I would point out to the government the last time I checked that the petrol pumps I fill up at are electricity powered. The cash register where I go in to pay is powered by electricity. The lights in and around the service station are powered by electricity. So are they suggesting today that the service stations, be they the multinationals or the independents, will simply absorb the increased cost they confront via power, or will they pass it on to us, the motorists? I think the latter, don't you? Now, from Sarah Hanson-Young letting the cat out of the bag on what the Greens think the carbon price should be per tonne, Bob Brown, her leader, has his own problems. He got caught out superbly on the ABC 7:30 report last night as he tried to persuade the interviewer that allegations he wanted to shut down the coal industry in Australia was manufactured by the media. But in the audio I'll play you shortly, you'll see why it pays when you're talking to someone that's ahead of the game to have a good memory. And while the federal government would have you and Bob Brown believe they want to reduce pollution, the front page of the Telegraph, of course, tells an entirely different story. Its headline, Labor lacks green drive, is losing. The federal government, says Stephen Lewis, is proving to be full of hot air when it comes to slashing greenhouse gases, with just 2 of the 20 cabinet ministers choosing fuel-efficient hybrid cars. Despite insisting Australia must reduce carbon emissions, the Prime Minister Julia Gillard and Climate Change Minister Greg Combet were among scores of Labor MPs driving gas guzzlers. And the former PM Kevin Rudd's campaign to roll out the eco-friendly Toyota Prius as part of the Commonwealth car fleet has been dumped, with just one such vehicle still operating. I think it may be run, in fact, by Penny Wong. An investigation has revealed just 7 out of 104 Labor MPs are choosing the hybrid. The Greens yesterday labelled the revelations from the Daily Telegraph as disappointing. Now, we're still waiting on news from the Malaysian and Papuan governments on what they will do to help us with our illegal boat people problem. That's
Send them back.
in abeyance.
Won't cost us much.
And while it's in abeyance, another boatload of illegals have lobbed. Another 20 this time, I'm told, bringing the total since the government told us they'd stop the flow to 107.